Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am playing along again with Christy's Beautiful Life and 30 Days of Sketches. And I am using this particular sketch that I have actually used before in the past. And so I changed it up just a little bit. Normally I follow a sketch pretty closely, but since I've already used it, I decided to do something slightly different than what the sketch actually shows. So I have these three photos of me and well, my husband's not in the photos, but they are from our trip to Kauai. I am in one of the photos, and then the other two are the grounds at this particular location. It's called Gaylords, and I wanted to go ahead and scrapbook those because it's someplace actually I would love to go back to. It was a really beautiful grounds and building and everything, and the back of the building is all open to like gardens and stuff and dining, and we had intended on having a really nice dinner there. It's more of a fancier place than most places on the island, but we made our reservation and we were waiting for them to open, and it started pouring. So needless to say, we did not eat there because we would have been out in the rain eating, and we decided to just put it off, and we never actually went back there. So anyway, I guess they do have some covered areas for eating, but the area that we wanted to sit in, the garden area, was going to be wet, so we didn't eat there. So anyway, I took the sketch, and I have this paper from Alexandra Renke, and it has this beautiful like swooshy, it's not really watercolor, I'm not exactly sure what the effect is, but it kind of has that, it looks like it's pouring actually to me, but it's got that green and the turquoise in it, and I really like it, so I want to use it. But it has this writing up at the top. It says adventure, I think, and then it has a whole bunch of words underneath it, and then it's got writing all down the side that the photos are on, and the writing didn't really apply to the layout, so I went ahead and covered it up. So what I did was, that sketch had everything in the center. I moved it over to the right, and then it had the banner coming out from the right to the left rather than across the whole area, because then it would be off the page. And then there's a little banner at the top of the sketch on the left hand side, and so instead of keeping it right up next to the photos, I kind of turned it and had it coming in from the left-hand side, and that covered up the majority of the writing. So the word adventure still shows, but the rest of it does not show. And then I have these dies. These are from Elizabeth Craft Design, and she's got these packages. I think they're for traveler's notebooks, and it has these like tropical looking leaves. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, and I don't have the packaging in front of me to be able to tell you that. I will, if it's something you're interested in, leave me a comment down below, and I will go ahead and find out for you what those are, what they're called. Anyway, I went ahead and I used that bright green, lime green paper to go ahead and cut those out with my little sidekick. And then I'm using this other paper. This is super old. I think it's like rusty pickle paper, and it's really thin, but I am cutting some additional leaves with that, and I am going to create some clusters of some foliage, which works perfectly for Hawaii, and all of these have kind of like a tropical feel to them, so it works out really well. And then I'm going to use this really big one. This is also from a different Elizabeth Craft Design set, and it is, I think it's called their Summer Journal series. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out of the same rusty pickle paper, but I want it to be a slightly different color, and the only color I have with me, because I'm not working on this at my house, is this kind of like minty green. And so I just went ahead and used that, and that kind of brought in some of the turquoise colors from the bottom of the paper, and so that worked out really well. And then I'm just going to layer these up using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and to create these little embellishment clusters. A little bit about this Christy's Beautiful Life and her 30 Days of Sketches. She's been going since the 1st of October. She's going to go to the 30th. There are several people playing along. I seem to be playing along on even numbered days, so you can come back and see me on all of the even numbered days, but you can check out Christy's Beautiful Life every day this month, and she will have links to everybody who's playing along on each day. I will have links in my description box to all of the people playing along on the days that I am playing along. So go and check out all of the other ladies that are playing along, and if you decide to use one of these sketches, if you share on social media, you can hashtag it with hashtag 30DSCBL6. This is her 6th time doing this 30 days of sketches, so that's a lot. And they're different sketches for each go round, so it's a lot of sketches and a lot of inspiration. So hopefully you're enjoying the series and seeing how everybody adapts sketches for their needs, and it worked out perfectly for me because this paper only has that beautiful green and turquoise on the left hand side, and like I said, the right hand side had a bunch of text that I was not interested in. So and I like this paper because that limey green goes really well with all of the foliage, and that turquoisey blue went really well with the sky. So now I'm fussy cutting out this camera, and this camera paper is from P13, and I am using these cameras in a lot of the pages, on a lot of the pages in this particular album. It's kind of like the common thread through the album, and so I want to go ahead and make sure I get it onto this layout as well. And not every page has it, but most pages, or a lot of the pages. If it's a double page, it might just be on one of the 2 pages. So then I found these 2 clear stickers. These are from Heidi Swap, and they're from her Art Walk. And I decided to tuck those underneath just to give a little bit more of that darker color into those areas of foliage that I've created. And then I am going to bring some turquoise up to that upper area by adding these word phrases, and I like how that looks. And I did pop those up onto some foam adhesive to give a little bit of dimension, and the camera is also popped up onto some foam. I do have a couple other phrases that I want to use, but these are clear stickers with this turquoise writing, so I'm backing it on some white cardstock and then just cutting around it and adding some foam adhesive, and those are going to hang off of the camera here. So I'm bringing some phrases down into this area as well, and then my title is going to go on that green strip of paper between the photos, and it's just going to read Gaylords. I'm going to add that. I'm not going to add it in this particular sitting. I have to go home to add it because all of those letters are at home, all of my thickers. I didn't bring them with me. So I'm just doing what I can at the location that I'm at and getting as much done as possible. So here I am at home. You can tell by the grid on my desk and the mess at the top of the desk. I apologize for that. I really do need to clean my desk off. I know it's probably distracting for watching this. So I have these letters, and I'm just making sure they're going to fit before I cut anything. And it really needs to say Gaylords. I'm going to have to move things over just a little bit and squeeze it in. But all of these letters have these little like swooshes hanging off of them. And so aside from the G, all of them get cut off so that I can fit the letters on here. Now I do end up squishing things together and tucking them in right next to each other so that I can get the S on as well. And I do move things over a little bit to the left and over the camera just a tiny bit, but it still works out, and it's over the foliage, so it looks like it's all just one big piece. And then I can go ahead and grab the S and fit that in, and I have to squish things over just a tiny bit more. I kind of nestled things in to one another so they're not exactly lined up straight across the bottom, but I don't mind that as long as things are nestled. It kind of makes it kind of look like it's intended to be that way. And then I'm going to add some enamel dots, and that's going to pretty much take us to the end of the layout, I do believe. I think I do add a little bit of journaling in that upper left-hand corner on that green banner piece. And that's where my journaling is going to go, basically just telling you what I've already told you about not being able to eat there, but I would really like to go back someday. I think they actually do offer like a luau type deal as well. I've been to a luau, and so has my husband. We didn't think that luau was super important to go to while on this particular trip. We wanted to try some different things out. So I'm adding some sequins. I think I must have skipped the enamel dots and opted for sequins instead because I did not have enamel dots in the color that I really wanted to use. So it's all coming back to me now. I did this layout a week or two ago, and I've done several layouts since then to try and keep up with this particular series and a couple other series that I'm doing, so that's why I don't necessarily remember. So here comes the close-ups. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Don't forget to check out everyone else playing along. Bye.